welcome to another episode of Turn Left. I am your host, Indiana's own Dana Black, coming to you live. Yes, all the way live from BlackWhere Studios, where we talk about Indiana politics from the left side of things. All right, welcome back. Indiana's own Dana Black, Turn Left, bringing you all the candidates that you can stand. Oh, this is amazing. I just love that we have so much energy in our ecosystem right now to elect good Democrats to write good policies to improve lives. And that's why I love bringing them to you. But today, this episode is going to be a little bit more special because I have a fellow podcaster running in House District 70, Sarah Blessing. Sarah, welcome to the show.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for having me. I feel so loved and welcome already. I love getting to talk to you.
I love it. I love it. You know what? You are a brave one. Before we get into all the things, you have a podcast that you guys are doing on Project Nexus is what it's called? Project Nexus? I love to give shout outs to all the other podcasters in the space because, you know, there's enough sun for everybody to shine, right? But you are a brave soul. And I got to ask you, you actually talk to Republicans on your show. Talk about why you do that.
Well, I ran for state house last time in 24 and I got about 26% of the vote. I am in a very heavily rural gerrymandered district, and a lot of them just blindly vote straight party ticket Republican. And these are my neighbors and friends that I love and respect. And how am I going to get them? How am I going to get them to not vote straight party ticket? How am I going to get them to see the other side aren't the enemy, that most of us are good people, and we want elected officials to actually represent the people. So how do we do that? We do that by talking to them. So I am frustrated with the division, the divisiveness, the fact that we put up walls and say the other side are monsters, where I'm saying they're not. Most of them are wonderful. And I'm trying to prove it on Project Next. So I've been doing a series of Project Next shows on leaving MAGA, talking to people that left MAGA. How did it happen? Why did it happen? And last week I talked to somebody that has not left MAGA. They were just a little bit disappointed in Trump. And that was an interesting conversation. I learned a lot. Okay. So I do it for a lot of reasons, but mainly I do it because if I get elected, I'm going to represent all of the people, not just the people that voted for me. And I need to know them, and I need to talk to them, love them, and care about them.
I love that for you. I really do. That's why I'm never running for office again, because I just can't. I wanted to, but I felt like Indiana had enough right-leaning voices out there amplifying there. And I applaud you, because you're doing something that I am not woman enough to do.
Let's just acknowledge my privilege here. I'm a white woman. I fit in very well with people that vote Republican. I don't look scary or different enough. So a lot of it is things that are out of my control that I'm using. I am a good person. I love people. So it's all true. But the package it comes into makes it easier to hear the message. So you give yourself some credit there. You and I are not exactly 100% the same. Everybody's different, but I understand why you're saying what you're saying and I'm saying what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, because, a lot of my white brothers and sisters get offended when we talk about privilege. And it has nothing to do with how much money you have in your pocket or how many possessions you have. It's the fact that you just get to walk and exist. And you amplify something that I talk about all of the time. I need, especially to my white male, cisgender Democrats, I tell them all the time, I need you to go out there and share this dang message, because there are places that I can't go. I'm not offended by it. I recognize it. So I see the obstacle that's in my way. Let's go find the other people to get the message out. So thank you for acknowledging that.
I want you to know that when I'm talking to someone that might be scared to talk to you, it is with the intent that they won't be so scared to talk to you. It is with the intent that this life will be safer for people that are different than the majority. And I hope that you feel that love, because I'm doing it for the community that needs that support. Because I have to have a drive inside of me to do what I'm doing, because this is hard. What you're doing, you definitely have a drive inside of you that keeps you going. And it's love for people. It's love for people that are still so marginalized. They're still so hurt. And the blame is placed on them because it's easy. And that that lessening of that hatred and that fear is the fire inside of me that keeps me going. So,
I
just
love
know
it.
that to anybody listening that there it's not equal out there. We know it. We see it. There are many good people fighting to make it better,
I love that. I love that. Sarah, tell the people who you are and where you come from.
So I'm Sarah Blessing, and I'm in Harrison County. I live in Palmyra, but I grew up in Floyd County, which is just like 15 minutes away. And I'm a former fifth grade teacher, taught mostly fifth grade for 18 years at a Catholic school in New Albany. And I quit during the pandemic when my twins were 2. They are 7.5 now, and I have a 16-year-old. I got divorced when my oldest was 2, and I got remarried when he was 6 to my husband, Chris Blessing, who is fantastic, wonderful. And my husband is what I like to call hot nerd.
Okay.
Because he is a computer science, like computer guy, and he works from home in the basement. So during the pandemic, when I quit teaching, he had gotten a raise and made it so I didn't have to work. So
Nice.
so I feel so privileged because I work for the community. I make no money. And I do everything I can to make Indiana better, Harrison County better, to call out corruption and bullies and to try to fix solutions instead of just blaming the other side. How can we actually fix things for people? But anyway, I acknowledge I'm very lucky. And so when I get frustrated or I get my feelings hurt because somebody said something mean about me on the internet or whatever, I just kind of check myself about how lucky I am that I get to do this,
Yeah. Well, humans are going to do that. They're going to, when your light is shining, they're going to find ways to dim it. So, trust me, listen, I can't even begin to tell you all the things that grown people said to me. But the cool thing was that I was a kid that was picked on as a young person. So what can you say to me in my 50s that I didn't hear in my teens? And hello, try something new, right?
Dana, I just want to talk about you for a minute.
Why?
You're amazing. We're about ready to go to the delegate convention on Saturday.
Yeah.
When I went in 24, I didn't really know what I was doing. I just got on the ballot really quickly because I couldn't find anybody to run. So I ran. And you got up and delivered a speech. A bunch of people gave speeches. Your speech stood out. I still remember the things that you said. I don't remember the things that anybody else said.
Wow.
You're incredible. And so I just want you to know that I appreciate what you're doing. And it matters and it helps inspire me. And so there were a couple thousand people in that room when you gave that speech. I imagine you inspired a bunch of us, and that makes me happy.
Oh my God, Sarah, thank you for that. I love it. Whew, thank you. Because that's what I do it for. Right? People often ask me.
Working. That's what I'm saying. It's working.
Yeah. People ask me, how come I don't run for office again? Because, when you run for office, you really are focused on your campaign. And that's that's one big, big job. Now I can help 40, 50 campaigns. And actually, I think I like it out here better. I don't think I want to be an elected official. But thank you for that. But
I think you found what you're really good at and you're doing, and I appreciate that. Yeah. And I'm doing a little too much, but I'm learning how to
time management.
I got Project Next. I try to help with Harrison County. Democrats help them, all the candidates. And then I got my own state house race. But the thing I'm doing differently this time, this is my 3rd time running for something, is it's a community effort. It's not just about my race. Like Ethan Sweetman May and I are working a lot together. A lot of the local candidates, when I teach them how to phone bank, they talk about themselves and me and Ethan. It's a group effort. And so I didn't really see that the other 2 times I ran, and it's given me a lot of hope for this next election in November.
I love that. I love that you're taking what you learned previously and applying it and helping other people. I think that's honestly what we should be doing as Democrats. One of the things I wanted to hit on, you and Tim Peck were really, really close during the primary. He's a good friend of yours. He is on Project Next with you quite often.
He's my co-founder. Yeah, we started. Yeah.
I know how disappointing it was that he did not win his primary, but talk about the importance of, you just said helping other people. Talk about the importance of, okay, my guy didn't win, but I'm still going to help District 9. Can you talk about that?
I tell you. Yeah, we can talk about that. Also, election night, I had made plans for the 2 of us losing or the 2 of us winning. I did not plan for me winning, Tim losing.
Okay.
So election night, primary night was I was not happy. I was happy I went. There was a tiny amount of place in my heart that I was happy I won, but I was just devastated for Tim. I was also on his team. I was working for him. Um, so like it's been hard. Tim took some time for him because he really sacrificed himself and his relationships with his family while he was running in the primary. And so he took time for him and his family. He went and saw his family in New York for a couple of weeks, and he just got back, and now he's working, I think, 9 night shifts in a row at the ER.
Right.
And I've talked to him a few times, and he really wants to help candidates in Clark County, and I have 2 townships in there. I have Wood and Carr townships in Clark, and so he's already helped set up door knocking that he's going to do with me and any of the other candidates that want to come for Clark County area, for my area. So he's the one that stepped up, and he's like, how can I help my friend Sarah win her race? Which he's a really wonderful human being. I'm sad that he didn't win the primary.
Sure.
I support Brad. Brad's actually going to come on Project Next with the 3 of us.
Yay.
Next week. Yeah. So I support Brad, and I hope he wins, and we'll do what I can to help. But boy, it has been an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah. And I ask that because, we invest so much into these campaigns. Like we invest our heart and our soul, and there's only going to be one winner.
Yeah.
Right. But if we are truly about the mission, which is to end the supermajority, send some more Democrats to Washington so we can stop the orange menace and do all the things to get left of center all the way to democratic socialist policies enacted, we have to be able to come together. And I just wanted to tip my hat to you on that, because a lot of folks don't get what the real mission is.
I feel like part of the problem with elections is it really feeds into narcissistic type people, because you're putting your name on your shirt and you're wearing your shirt. You're putting your name on the sign. You're making graphics with you. You're advertising how great you are. So it tends to get some of the candidates into these very individual centered, I guess. And so when they don't win, they take it personal because they ran a personal race. So they took it personal, and then they don't help the next person. And so part of our problem is we couldn't get the same person to run for the state house seat because it's very hard to win. So you do everything you can, and then you don't make it, and then you just get out. And it's like we need to change the way we're running campaigns. We need to run multiple times if possible, but we also need to share our knowledge with everybody. We shouldn't keep it like it's a prize. No, the mission is save Indiana. The mission is make Indiana better, or for Congress, make the country better. That's the mission. It doesn't matter who gets put in that spot. You're representing the people. You're representing the community. It doesn't matter whether it's me or someone else. So I get frustrated with the way we run things. I get it, because again, the nature of this, I'm always there blessing everything. I'm pumping myself out there. It looks like I want all this attention, but it's like, no, I got to get all this attention so I can try to win and help the community. It's hard.
It is. And I agree with you. One of the things that drove me crazy, especially working at where I work, I talk to a lot of candidates who have a lot of passion. They have a lot of desire and knowledge on specific policies, or they care about a specific thing and they can bring that to the thing, but they don't know how to run campaigns. And it was killing me that they couldn't I've had candidates, congressional candidates, Sarah, if you can believe this,
I can believe it.
They said they need to take the summer off. I'm sorry.
Congressional candidate? No, I can't believe it.
Yes,
oh my God.
They took the summer off. And my point is I got so frustrated at seeing these candidates who are smart and had great ideas, but didn't know how to essentially interview for the job, not know how to interview. I started my own training. I didn't wait on anybody. I have an 8-hour candidate training that I have given a couple of times now, where it takes them through every aspect of how you run for office. And like you said, people don't know how to run a campaign. And I want, like you, I want to fix that. And the only way to fix that is do what I do best, which is talk for 8 hours straight.
Yeah, that's amazing that you're doing that. That's one of the reasons I worked for Tim, because I needed to figure out how to do a successful campaign. Now, he was paying people. Mine's all volunteer work.
Right.
But seeing the inner workings of it helped me to do mine. And then I'm teaching all these local candidates in Harrison County. So we don't have it. We're learning it. We're getting it. It is frustrating. I totally understand your frustration. Most people don't know how to run a campaign. One reason I think I won my primary was not only had I been around longer, but I knew how to run a campaign at this point.
Yeah.
So I knew how to contact primary voters and call them and talk to them, not go to some giant festival and talk to random people. No, we're talking 17% in Harrison County of registered voters voted in the primary. That's so few people.
Right.
So they didn't know. They were just spending a bunch of money on flyers and mailers and text messages and tons of signs. And I'm like, no, we got to hit the individual. And so I'm teaching all of the candidates that will listen. So you got to be individualized, actually reaching those voters that are voting for you, that will go to vote. They actually will show up and they will get that ballot, and then they will vote for you because you contacted them. It's like, it's a different approach.
I love it. I love it. I'm glad that I'm glad you're sharing your knowledge. Now let's get to it. I mean, I can sit around. I can sit around and talk to you all day about a lot of different things.
We can talk all day. Yeah.
Every candidate has that moment, that a defining moment in their life that says, you know what, I'm going to put my name on the ballot. And you've done it several times. I am not a repeat candidate. I was one and done. Talk about what that moment was for you, that you knew that you needed to be an elected leader, and then the drive to keep doing it even when you've had disappointment.
Yeah, the biggest thing I want to start out with is I don't run to win. I run to build, and I run to help Indiana. So whether I win or not, the work I'm putting in matters.
Okay.
At the end of the day, whether I win on November 3rd, the next November 4th, I'm still fighting for Indiana. It's not a drive to win. It's a drive to fix this state that I want to live in. I want to see my children grow up in. But I was a good teacher. I don't mean to brag about myself, but I taught fifth grade and I loved it. I loved my fifth graders. I loved their parents, their families. I did everything I can for those 180 days to teach so many life skills, get them to love to read, get them to love to learn, get them to question authority and question what they're taught, certain things that I really wanted them to learn. And when I quit teaching during the pandemic, I felt like I was going to die because I wasn't putting all of this good into the world anymore. I didn't realize that would happen. I thought I was going to be perfectly happy being a stay-at-home mom. I have so much respect for stay-at-home moms. I don't know how they do it. I think it's really hard. And I was dying inside. I was becoming very depressed and anxious. And this is also during, the Trump administration and COVID.
Yes.
So I just I was listening to Pod Save America. And one of them said, contact your local county Democrat party. And I was like, what? There's local Democrat county parties? I had no idea. Wow. So I just got on Facebook, found Harrison County Democrat Party, messaged them. Susie messaged me back. I started attending Zoom meetings because that's how we met during COVID. And they started telling me everything I needed to know about local stuff. I started going to Palmyra Town Council meetings. I live in a town of 900. I started finding out how things are working. The Democratic Party there, which a bunch of them are still there, they really taught me a ton of stuff. And then I ran for county council. That was the plan. It was I'm going to help the community. And I didn't really know back then in 22 what it was going to look like now in 2026. I didn't foresee this. But it's the steps that I felt like I needed to do to help save this state, because that's the mission, save Indiana.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you talk about needing to save Indiana, what do we need to save it from?
We need to save it from a government that's no longer listening to us. We see it. It doesn't matter whether we're Republican or Democrat. As long as you are paying attention, you realize we are not being heard. So the saving means we've got to get enough elected officials elected. We've got candidates elected that actually give a crap about us, Hoosiers, not the corporations. And it's not only that we get kind, good people, because I feel like some of these people that are elected officials, our state senators and our state house reps, I feel like they're nice people, but they're being manipulated by the people that understand these loopholes. And so it's getting the right type of people in there. I understand, you probably get it too. I understand enough about how local politics works to see the puppet people, the puppet masters handpicking the candidates, handpicking the chairs of their parties that will blindly follow them. And that is such a problem in Indiana. It's a problem in my county, and it's a problem at the state house. And so we have to do the work. We have to contact enough voters and teach them what is happening. Hence, fifth grade teacher, that helps. Teach them what is happening so that they go and vote differently, and that they're motivated to vote, and that they get their friends and family to vote also. And I've been trying to do this since 2022, and I feel like not now it's finally working, but it took years. So if you're just running a race for one cycle, you're not going to be able to build that. I've been doing this for a while. Now it's working. Does it mean I can win in November? I don't know. I will try. I will do my best, and I will try to get the community to help me. But I'm not stopping,
Yeah. I love the pragmatist way of seeing this. You're very pragmatic, because it's like, look, I see what the numbers are, but I'm not running to win this election. I'm running to build. And it takes consistency, right? I started doing this work in 2014. Right.
Wow.
So yeah. I started in 2014 like you. I didn't know nothing, but I went to trainings. I started building relationships with people across the state so by the time I ran my election and lost, they were like, yo, she ran a great campaign. Why don't we bring her into the Central Committee? So I served as the deputy chair, because this is hard work. And Sarah, I tell you what, I know when you mentioned, people saying mean stuff to you on the socials. I don't think people truly understand the amount of commitment it takes to be about helping people write good policy, right?
Right.
I don't think they understand the blood, sweat that we put, the sleepless nights, I had long, dark hair when I started.
I've seen pictures, I feel like. I've seen pictures of that.
And talk about your resiliency, because like you said, to build on it, how did you become so resilient?
That's a good question. I really got mentally fit. Before I ran for state house, I got involved in trying to help my kid in a certain event, and it ended up not being full of toxic people. And I think someone was making money off of this group. And so they lied and spread rumors about me and kicked me out. And I literally had suicidal thoughts, which I knew what to do with them because I'd listened to podcasts on what to do if this happens. And so I got help and I got therapy. And I thankfully found my therapist, Aaron, who I've been with for over 2 years now. And he's like, well, what do you want to do, Sarah? He taught me boundaries, and he's like, and I was like, well, I want to run for state house. I'm trying to find somebody. I can't find anybody. He's like, well, what's stopping you? And it was the expectations I was imagining my family had, that they wouldn't want me to run. It's like, but what do you want? And so anyway, I've continued that therapy. I had it yesterday. I had therapy yesterday. And then I'm also in marriage therapy with my husband. So I have two different therapists. I do everything I can to be mentally fit, because otherwise I would not be able to handle this, and I would have left, and I would have stopped posting stuff on social media a long time ago, because, it's thousands of people. Sometimes you get hate comments and sexist comments, and comments that sometimes they're really truthful, or they comment about my big nose or something, really hurtful things, wow. And I gotta be super mentally fit. But you know who my biggest idol is that I look up to?
Who?
Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Taylor Swift released a 6-part docuseries about her tour, the Eras Tour. And she took you behind it, and she showed you how she was able to do it. And the way she leads, with love, with boundaries, with clearly communicating exactly what she wants and then getting it, I model that. So I model Taylor Swift. I've watched that 6-part docuseries 3 times.
Okay.
I'm watching it while I'm running. And I am taking notes. I am learning. Every time I watch it, I pick up new tricks. That woman is the smartest person I know of. And she's so honest in her lyrics. I can learn stuff from her songs too. But just the way she leads, she's clearly very successful and also very hated on the internet. A lot of people post, and she says stuff like, whenever they talk about me, she's like, it has nothing to do with me. She's like, they're just projecting their own thoughts and insecurities. She goes, I don't even need to be in the room. I don't need to read the conversation. I don't need to get, and then she's like, whatever you're reading gives them, you're giving them energy and your time. And if that's upsetting you, you're wasting your own time. So I really try to model how she handles the hate that she gets online.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm glad that you are going to like couples therapy, because one of the things that I've seen over the years of being out here doing this work, unless especially with women, unless their husbands or their partners are like truly confident and self-aware and self-sure, I've watched too many women run for office and then get divorced. I am one of them. To be real honest with you, I am. And so I'm glad to hear that. And one of the things I like to do, especially with husbands, is to, when I see them and I meet them, say, hey, thank you. Because some dudes just, something about strong women, and sometimes the partners can't, and I have to say partner because I was married to a woman. So sometimes the partners just don't get that passion for support. So I'm glad to hear that. And I also am glad that you recognize that self-care is how you stay in this work, right?
Yeah. Like it's the everyday mental energy, especially now with how dark national news is. I mean, it is hard out there right now. I'm having to not pay attention to national and just focus on state because I can't handle both. Yeah. I can't take care of my children happily and lovingly. I'll be an anxious mess. So I'm having to turn off some of the stuff. I listen to a lot of music. I read books that have happy endings. You know, I am really doing a lot of self-care right now, especially just because it is so dark out there. And we have to try. Yeah. We can't just shut it all off. I can't just not run. I have to try. I have children. We have a lot of people that I love in this world that deserve better, and I'm going to fight for them. But I also have to pick my battles because I don't need to know about everything bad. Yeah.
So, you are someone who is much more comfortable than I know I would ever be in reaching out to the other side and talking with those voters. Tell us what you're hearing, because it sounds like you're getting honest feedback from them, even though they may know that you have a D behind your name. What kind of feedback are you getting from the constituents that you want to serve?
Yeah, I just want to say the reason I'm able to get their honest responses is because I truly love them and care about them. And that is something we're not doing as a Democratic Party. We could do that better. We could love better. I really like what Bad Bunny says about radical love. I really like that. We need to do radical love right now. The whole country does, so that we can come together and unite. And I really don't like the divisive bullying crap online from both sides. Yeah. And it really makes me sick. And it's just making the problem worse. And it's making people turn off politics, and they don't want to vote, and they don't want to be civically engaged because of the hate. So I'm really disgusted by that. And that's a big reason why I started Project Next. But the reason I'm able to talk to them is I am honest about my own faults. I am honest about not being perfect. And I will say sorry for my own mistakes, which is hard sometimes. I really got to get humbled sometimes. And if I wasn't an authentic, loving person and honest with them, I don't think they would be honest back to me. So you can't just like get in a mean debate and be like, well, what if I said this mean thing? Like Trump did this awful thing. What do you think about that? You're not going to have an honest conversation with the other person. You're going to have to start it with someplace loving. So I had a conversation last week with my former neighbor, Phil, who is a Republican, who is disappointed in Trump, but still really likes him. More so, he liked him more than I realized when I agreed to do the episode with him. And these shows are live. And some of the things he said really helped show me we still got a lot of work to do. So you know what he thought all the price increases were caused by?
I have no idea.
Because we're sitting here going, they're going to feel the pain. They're going to pay for those medications, and they're going to be like, that's it. I'm voting Democrat now. That's what we're thinking. Okay, so he's got all these price increases. His wife and him, their medications, outrageous. It's illegal immigrants. That's what he thinks. That's what he thinks. So I try to explain it to him. And it's so interesting because it used to be trans people. They used to go out trans people.
And then it was DEI, and then it was CRT, and it's always some new boogeyman.
Yeah. And I tried to explain that to him because he actually went on his own journey and realized trans people aren't scary and they should have rights. So I was really proud of him for figuring that out on his own. But he's not there on the illegal immigrants. He's thinking because there's so many of them, it's causing the housing market to go up and apartments, and it's causing medicine, and it's causing so he named all the things. And I was like, but what about Trump's war? He's like, yeah, that's doing it too, but it's mostly, and he went back to that. And it just made me realize we can't just assume them hurting is going to cause them to vote different. We're going to have to talk to them, and we're going to have to be loving, and we're going to have to invite them over. They're not just going to come and be like, I'm sorry, I messed up. I thought these were, no, we're going to have to lovingly invite them over. And it's not going to be 1 10-second conversation. It's going to be work of multiple conversations, multiple warm, loving, forgiving from many people. And that's, again, why I started Project Next, because I'm like, if we don't do this, we're going to keep losing and we're going to have authoritarian government completely,
Wow. I'm telling you, you are so much better than me because, like,
oh, I'm not better than you. You're amazing.
Listen,
again, my privilege, girl, my privilege. I've got so much of it.
I appreciate that. Because I also recognize that I have some privilege as well in that, I work 100% remote, so I don't even have to deal with the gas prices in the same way that other people do, right? But I know that there's pain there, right? I know that some people have to decide, do I have enough money to get back and forth to work this week? Or am I going to make sure that I have a full refrigerator? Or, people are making really tough decisions out here. And honestly, Sarah, like, we're having to make these tough decisions because some assholes were pissy that there was a black family in the White House for 8 years. And there's retribution behind that. And so it's hard. Like, it is, you're saying everything I should be able to do. I need to speak to them lovingly. I need to be able to have, warm and inviting conversations. But I also know that they would vote to put my ass on a boat and ship me out of here if they could. And so I think
I can help you with this. This is such a good topic. I'm so glad we got here. So I always remember when I'm talking to someone and they're saying something not true that is against some community that I love, that we love, I'm always like, who's to blame here? It's not my neighbor that's a good person that believes this thing. It's the social media. It's the 24-hour news. It's the mega companies, the billionaires that are pumping out this divisive hate so that they can keep staying at the top. And so I have to focus my anger in the right direction. It's not at my neighbor that thinks wrong things. And sometimes it's harder to do than others. It's not like I'm always just loving. I have to do work to get to that place. And that's a big part of it. But also, you're taught that these people voted for Trump because they want to take away your rights. A lot of them voted for Trump because they just hear the good stuff that he's spouting. They heard that he's going to clean up the swamp. He's going to drain the swamp. He's going to clean up corruption. But
Sarah,
he just can't. He just can't because everybody's won't let him do what he wants to do.
They were screaming. They were screaming mass deportation at the convention.
But not my neighbor. My neighbor Phil wasn't doing that.
Okay, I see what you did there. Okay.
So we can't group them, they, them. We can't they, them.
Okay.
Like there are some Democrats. If I just say bye online, I get 200 troll comments from Democrats. Don't group me with them. I'm not a bully online. They can vote for whoever they want to vote for. I can vote for whoever I want to vote for. So don't group me with them. I'm not them. So that's what we're doing to these Republicans. We're grouping them with the worst. And they're all individuals, and it's complicated why they voted for Trump. Ask them. Ask them why they voted. I get why it's scarier for you to ask. That's why I don't mind doing it for you, because I love you. So I will do it for you, and I'll report back what they're saying. But it's not, I've never heard them say it's because they are scared of black people Well, they're saying, well, like this one guy, he thinks it's illegal immigrants because he's been fed that over and over and over again. And it's not necessarily his fault. And I had to have that conversation with them to realize it. Oh, we got more work to do on this issue. I didn't realize, because sometimes you don't always know the disinformation where it's going. So the grouping of people, the labels, we need labels for some things. I get it. But also the grouping of people really hurts us because we assume all of them are that way. And I know I am a different Democrat than the majority of us out there. So, it's the same thing with Republicans.
Yeah, I think what is painful for me is knowing that I can be directly harmed by the decisions that they make, whether they're doing it because of, Trump's building a wall, or they're doing it because they want, because he made all these promises, right? I'm going to bring prices down. I'm going to do all these things. No new wars, all the things, all the promises. They may have heard that. But I guess for me, and again, this is a flaw that I got to work on, that every time that group when they vote for Republican policy, because it's not the humans, it's the policies that the humans write. My different communities are harmed, whether it's we as women and body autonomy, whether it's Black folk, pick a reason, right? If it's our LGBTQ plus brethrens, if our immigrants, our people with disabilities, like all of the communities are then harmed because of their vote. And Sarah, I'm about to put something on you didn't even ask for. I'm gonna put it on you. I'm so grateful that you were explaining to me why you do the work that you do the way you do it, because it gives me a better understanding of of a different way to do something that I struggle with. And I'm glad that you're doing it, right? And I hope that as an educator, because you're not just a teacher, you're an educator, because you're educating me right now, right? That you have some success incrementally every 2 cycles or whatever it is, that you can find that resiliency, continue to have that resiliency and that love in your heart to help all of us. Because again, boy, you doing something, sis, I just
want you to give yourself grace. I don't think you have a flaw. You're freaking amazing. You are amazing. The thing that I think I can help you with is, because I do talk to so many Republicans, they don't realize they're voting against your rights. We see it. Our side shows it to us. Our side shows it to us thousands of times a day. They're getting it zero. Because you know how Trump just spews everything? In one sentence, he says he loves women. And then he's like, women don't need to vote. And then he loves it. Yeah. They're just seeing the good stuff. They're not following policy. They're busy living their lives. Yeah. They're not as engaged in government stuff as we are. They're more caught up in the fear culture stuff. They're trying to protect their children. The way Phil explained it to me, he's like, well, I stopped going to Target because I was told that if my daughter used the restroom, a trans person was going to show, my daughter their genitals. I was told that and I was scared. And then I researched it. And after a year of researching it, I realized it wasn't true. They're told such different things than what we realize. They're just trying to protect their families, and they're being fear-mongered, and it's working. And so I just want you to know, most of these Republicans, not all of them, most of these Republicans are not voting to take away your rights. They think Trump is fighting for your rights. They're so misled at what these people are actually doing. When I know people that have talked to Karen Engelman. That's who's got the State House seat right now in 70, and she's retiring. She does not understand the policies that she's voting for that are hurting her area. She doesn't understand that what she's doing is hurting the public schools here. She's been told the lie about school choice, and she believes it. I don't really think she's this evil person. I really studied her a lot when I was running against her. And conclusion, she doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. Her side's not telling her. They picked her on purpose because they knew they say vote yes on this thing and vote no on that thing, and she's doing it. And so, if I ever, this isn't going to happen because she's retiring, but let's say that I won and she was still up there, I would make friends with her and I would explain over many, many periods of talking to her how these things aren't right, what they're telling her. And I would get her out, or I would try my best. Like, that's what I want to do if I win. I'm going to make as many friends with the Republicans that are in office as possible. Not the ones, I'm not going to be friends with Gary Byrne, just FYI, but not the ones that are like doing everything they can to harm us. Because Gary Byrne does everything he can to hurt the private community. I mean, in libraries and public education. I mean, it's like a passion of his. I'm not going to be friending Gary Byrne, but the people that Gary Byrne's tricking, I'm going to try to get some of them. I'm going to try some of them to see the light, to see the truth. And it's exhausting. It's mentally exhausting to look at each individual person and be like, are you manipulating people or are you being duped? And but we got to do the work, and we can't just blindly assume all of them are bad. We got to individually look at them as people and be like, is there a chance I can pull them over a little bit?
Yeah. Let me tell you something. That 18 years of being a fifth grade educator is going to pay off, because some of them people in the State House, act like fifth graders.
Well, we don't have a lot of attention span. I'm really good at trying to keep their attention.
Yeah. Listen, I think, I want you to be as successful in this race. And it would be nice to get rid of that supermajority. But I believe, you would be able to cross that bridge, because there's that, a lot of times, like, again, I know who I am. Like, there's only so much bullshit I'm going to take, right? You ain't going to keep.
But you've had, if we look at our lives, the type of hurt you've had is different than the type of hurt I've had. And so I just kind of want to, as a friend of yours, just want to be like, you only do what you can handle.
Yeah, man.
Like, you deserve that as a wonderful, beautiful human being. You shouldn't have to put yourself in situations that would cause you mental, physical, emotional harm. I don't want that for you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
look
is,
at all the good you're already doing.
Yeah. But see, what I'm saying to you is this, like, what I'm hearing from you right now, and this conversation has been so uplifting for folks like me who have felt like, just like you said, they are just getting one side, right? They're not getting the whole truth. I'm seeing them get the one side. And I keep saying these are grown people. They should be able to think for themselves. But literally, the fifth grade teacher is telling me, yeah, not so much, Dana. Offer a little bit more grace, Dana. We got to, bring them along, Dana. This is, and honestly, I feel like I should have already known it, because this is humanity. This is what we've done throughout history, where we have tribalized and we have done really bad things to one another. And it's not just what we did here in the United States. It's happened all over the world in multiple generations, multiple centuries, where humans have behaved poorly towards other humans because they didn't start with love. And I really do love the community work that you're doing. So, if nothing else, I know that no matter what happens with this race, you're not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere. And I know whatever happens with this race, you're not going anywhere.
I talk too much. I'll be in my house on the microphone.
I'm just going to cheer you on and be a support system for you and your wife, because I love your wife.
And she gorgeous.
And I think we all just need to support one another. And I think it comes to, do you have grace for yourself? Like, I have to forgive myself. I mess up all the time. If I think back to all the times people have manipulated me and got me to think wrong things, me being able to forgive myself is the key to being able to talk to people that think wrong things and vote against most people's rights. And I feel like that is a piece we're missing, because we're all traumatized right now. We're all in survival mode. People can't afford nor get nor find good mental health help. I'm so privileged that I get Erin, my therapist, and so I see these people hurting, and like, they hurt me because they're in survival mode, and they look at what I'm doing and they think Sarah's awful because she's talking to Trumpers or whatever. And I just have to have empathy, even though it's really hard, because they're in survival mode. And it's going to keep getting worse. And I'm worried about it. It's something that I worry about every day. I worry about the traumatized people involved in politics on both sides, because it's just causing more hurt and more pain and more division,
I think you are exactly what our party needs. I am one who believes in the big tent. I am not one to say that someone doesn't belong, but I do reserve the right to say I told you so. When they come over, I reserve that right, doggone it. But listen, this was a great conversation. Normally,
I'd like you to come on Project Next. I would like to do this.
Let's just get it on the calendar. Let's get it on the calendar.
Yeah, I need you to send me some dates, because It's so nice to be able to talk so open, honest, and vulnerable. Like you're so willing to talk about yourself and where you can grow. And I always want to do that. I can always be a better person. Um, it's hard to find. And it's been really wonderful talking to you.
Well, thank you. I mean, at this age, honey, either
How old are you? I'm 45.
I'm 55.
You look amazing. I would not have thought that.
Thank you. I'll be 56 on June 14th.
Oh, happy early birthday.
Yes. I share a birthday with the orange one.
Are you serious? That's Trump's birthday?
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, I bring balance to the
Pain,
universe.
just that alone, the pain that would cause.
No. I bring balance to the universe.
Good.
Right? You know,
on that day, I'll celebrate you.
Exactly. We got plenty to celebrate. You are an awesome conversation. So yes, we'll definitely make sure that we make that happen. So that I can come and watch you do your thing.
And are you speaking on Saturday?
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
How long are you talking?
How
long did they give you?
You know me. Once you give me the mic, ain't no telling.
I'm going to record it. I just want to make sure I got enough room on my phone. I need to delete some stuff because I'm going to record it because I didn't know last time you were going to come up and deliver this beautiful, motivating speech, or I would have been recording the whole time.
Yeah.
So I'll be right. So yeah, I'm excited to hear you speak on Saturday.
It's one of my joys of being a part of the party. I don't have an official title in the party anymore.
They're smart to let you go up there. I'm glad they asked you to.
I love getting a chance to connect with our people. Like these are my people. I've been to, over 70 of these counties, and I have talked to so many good people who felt alone in their counties. And like you, I am committed to the work and the mission. Yeah. And so thank you for sharing that. Now, tell the people where they can find you.
So you can follow me on Project Next. You can learn so much about me, more than you ever want to know on there. We're on Facebook, Instagram. YouTube is my favorite way to watch Project Next because you can see all of our shows easily on there. But we're also a podcast on Apple and Spotify. And then you can just, I've got a website, sarahblessing.com. I would love for you to go there if you would like to help my campaign. I've got about 35 volunteers.
Okay.
You could join the team and kind of tell us what you want to do, and I'll try to fill you in on how you can do that.
Okay.
And then I'm having fun teaching people how to work a campaign. So I'll do little Zoom meetings with my volunteers. And then also you can donate to my Act Blue. It's on that Facebook page, sarahblessing.com, or you can just go to my Act Blue. Yes, I would love any money's going to go to flyers and signs and just individual postcards, ways I can talk to people. And then I have a Facebook page. I have 2 Facebook pages. I have Help Harrison County with Sarah Blessing. So if you are local Southern Indiana and you want to know about government corruption, I cover that on my Help Harrison County with Sarah Blessing Facebook page. And then I also have a Sarah Blessing for IN State House of Representatives. But if you just Google Sarah Blessing, you're going to get so much stuff.
Listen, you are a woman after my own heart, trying to get the message out to people. People, I know some people who are afraid of social media because they're like, oh, there's so much stuff out there's so much. But this is the best free way to get the message out to people. And it's a tool, right? You're not going to, I'll post a picture of me and Nicole, but I ain't going to tell you me and Nicole's business on social media. Come on, right? You use the tool.
I like your vacation pics. They make me happy.
Oh, thank you. Listen, and I told Nicole we were supposed to we always go to Florida around Memorial Day. And we didn't get to go this year because I had to go to work in Hawaii. And
yay! That's so wonderful.
I just got back yesterday morning.
You have a great time?
I did. So I was there for the Hawaii Democratic Convention. So we tabled and I did a couple of trainings. And Sarah, the Hawaiian folk and their culture and the way they love on you, it was so hard for me to leave because they were like, you need to move down here. Did
you go to Oahu? I've been to Hawaii twice.
I've been twice. I was in Honolulu this time, and the first time I went, I was in Maui.
Okay, that's cool. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you.
So me and Nicole haven't had our vacation yet. So we're
because that's a work vacation.
Yeah, that was a workcation. So listen, thank you so much for joining me on Turn Left. This was an absolute pleasure. We could talk for 2 and 3 hours.
It was like therapy session, honestly. Yeah, I just love you so much. I love your wife. All the love to you. And please remember, I'm fighting for you.
Yeah, and I'm fighting for you
Just
too.
know that. I know I'm the way I look, and I'm going to use that to get people to love you. And it's let's do it. Let's do it.
I love it. Listen, guys, Sarah Blessing is not only running for office herself, she is actually helping other candidates win elections. That's what it's all about. We cannot do this alone. It is teamwork. And after every episode, what do? I beg you, please click on her donate link. She told you why. She told you why she needed the money. Okay, you guys talk about transparency. She told you why she needed the money. But if you don't have a whole lot right now, maybe you become a $5 or $10 or $15 recurring donor. Can you consider that? Because this is someone who is putting her money where her mouth is. She's backing it up. She's putting in sweat equity, trying to help everyone else around her while she's running her campaign. So, let's do the same. Let's help her win so that she can help other people, help the county party, help the district. She's doing all the things that you want your good civil and civic servants to do. All right, now she got me hyped. You see how I got hyped right there? All right. Indiana's own Dana Black, thank you so much for tuning in. I will holler at you next time. Peace. Turn Left is the property of Black Pearl IT Solutions, executive producer, Indiana's own Dana Black. Music by Dorian and 22 from Pixabay.